Hey guys, it's Austin here, and I was kind of busy this weekend, and I was thinking about, like just the whole Zack Ryder thing at WrestleMania and everything, and I really got to thinking. Zack Ryder is over as hell. He's my favorite superstar that's still on the main roster today. I was just one of many people who was crying like tears of joy when he won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 32. And I was also one of the people crying tears of sadness when he lost it the very next night to The Miz. Every time Ryder gains some momentum, WWE Creative just likes to throw it in the trash, light a match, burn it, and just make sure there's no memory of it. And we as the fans we haven't forgotten about Ryder's title reigns. They may have been short, but they were there. Not to mention that he never even got a rematch for the United States title, but nonetheless. Anyways, Ryder has been wrestling since 2004 in general, and he's been with WWE since 2005. Yes, I do count his Smackdown match with Matt Morgan. Anyways, that's 10 years with the WWE. At some point soon, and it's inevitable, Ryder will retire. I think he's on the right track with Ziggler, and they're both gonna retire in the next 1 to 2 years. I believe that Ryder has potential to be potentially the face of the WWE, and I kind of wanted to explain how I picture that in my head. And so to do that, I kind of fantasy booked Ryder's career for the next until WrestleMania 33. Now, to some of you, this may seem crazy. Like I said, it's just fantasy booking, but I think Ryder should win the WWE Championship before he retires. I just do. That's just my opinion. There's a lot of people who do deserve it before they lace up the boots for the last time, and I do think Zack Ryder's one of them. It's just for all the hard work he's been doing, putting people over as a mid-carder and as a jobber. So here's how I think it should go. We're going to start off right at the Raw after Money in the Bank, up until Battleground. So Ryder spends time building himself back up to the mid-card, defeating guys like Breeze, Truth, Kalisto, O'Neal, etc. He then spends some time building up to a feud with The Miz. Ryder makes a bunch of claims that Miz is a cheap superstar who begs for title shots and gets things he doesn't deserve, because that's how he got his title shot on the Raw after WrestleMania, so he's bringing that up. He talks about getting things he doesn't deserve, and then he points over at Maurice and is like her, and then sends Miz into a rage, so Miz tackles him and starts beating him down. Miz holds up Ryder, so that, like I said, it's just fantasy booking. So Miz would hold up Ryder so Maurice would slap him, but then Emma comes down to the ring and makes the save and beats down Maurice. Alright, so the next week on Raw, Maurice versus Emma happens. During that match, Ryder and Miz get into a brawl outside the ring, and Shane McMahon comes out to confirm a mixed tag match for Battleground between Zack and Emma and Miz and Maurice. At Battleground, Zack and Emma pick up the win after Emma gets Maurice to tap out. So now we're at the Raw after Battleground, going all the way up to SummerSlam. Ryder brags about his win over The Miz and has a match against Rusev. Ryder setting up for the Rough Rider, and Miz hits him in the back of the head with the title. Ryder wins by DQ so he can still keep his momentum, but Miz stands tall holding the IC title. Ryder does the same thing to Miz the next week, interfering in Miz's match with Dolph Ziggler. Ryder vs. Miz is announced for SummerSlam with the Intercontinental title on the line. The week before SummerSlam, they hold a contract signing between Ryder and Miz. Usual contract signing stuff happens where the tables flipped and they just fight each other if tables are thrown. Usually, at SummerSlam, I'm reading off my notes, so if I'm not looking at the camera, that's why. So, at SummerSlam, Ryder and Miz have a match that kind of resembles their match on the Raw after WrestleMania. It's just better and without interference from Maurice, because both Maurice and Emma have been banned from ringside. Plus, they have singles matches on in the same card, probably on the pre-show or something like that. I don't know. So, like I said, I'm just reading off what I wrote here. So, Miz hits the skull-crushing finale, but Ryder kicks at it too. Miz argues with the ref, and Ryder gets Miz with the small package for a 2 count. This throws Miz off his game, and he crawls to the corner. Ryder connects with the broski boot, and he tries for the Rough Rider, but Miz ducks it, so he hits the ref. Maurice hops the barricade while the ref is out cold and tries to get Miz up. Shane McMahon calls security to escort Maurice from ringside. As they're taking her away, Miz is distracted and doesn't see Ryder gearing up for the Rough Rider, which he connects with this time for the 3 count and the win. The crowd explodes, obviously, because it's in the Barclays Center in New York, so it's in Ryder's home state. Ryder celebrates his win, and then they move on to the next match. So, he's the Intercontinental Champion at this point. He just won the SummerSlam. So, the Raw after SummerSlam, all the way up to Night of Champions. So, Ryder and Miz are still feuding, and Miz has invoked his title rematch for Night of Champions. Ryder accepts, and they continue with mind games until Night of Champions. At Night of Champions, Ryder and Miz have a match where Ryder wins clean after escaping the skull-crushing finale and hitting the Rough Rider. I didn't have much to say about that because it's kind of just like continuing the same feud, so I didn't really write that much, but he retains. So from the Raw after Night of Champions all the way up to Hell in a Cell, Ryder thinks he's clear now that Miz is out of the title picture. So on the Raw after Night of Champions, there's a number 1 contenders match between Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews. They've been feuding too on the side. Baron beats Apollo and will face Ryder at Hell in a Cell. Ryder and Corbin compete in tag matches until Hell in a Cell on Raw. You know how that is. Like, continuing rivalries, but with tag team matches. Anyways, so at Hell in a Cell, but they're not actually in the cell. Baron Corbin and Zack Ryder have a match. Zack kicks out of the first end of days, delivered by Corbin, angering him a lot. He becomes angry and starts to beat down on Ryder. The ref pulls him off. Corbin goes to the turnbuckle and undoes the laces and exposes it, leaving it like, they take the turnbuckle off and, all that. So the ref yells at him and takes it from him to put it back on. When the ref is putting it back on, Corbin rakes the eyes of Ryder and hits him with another end of days. Corbin wins the Intercontinental title, but everyone knows Ryder was screwed, so they don't give him, they don't say, well, he's going to go back to Jobber Hood now because he's lost. No, he's lost, but it was because Corbin cheated. So, from the Raw after Hell in a Cell all the way to Survivor Series. So, Ryder takes himself out of the IC title picture when it comes to the aid of John Cena, who was being beaten mercilessly by the, at the time, WWE Champion Roman Reigns and his team, consisting of himself, Sheamus, Del Rio, Jericho, and the Mr. Money in the Bank, Kevin Owens. That's who I think is going to win Money in the Bank. But anyways, Ryder isn't the only one to help Cena. Cena's team is Cena, Ryder, Ambrose, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. So, faces versus heel. That's the usual stuff. So Ryder competes in weekly matches where he takes on Sheamus, Del Rio, and Jericho before the Survivor Series event. In the end, it comes down to Cena, Ryder, and Zayn versus Roman Reigns, Sheamus, and Chris Jericho. Zayn hits Jericho with a haluva kick and eliminates him, but he turns around right into his own brogue kick from Sheamus. Cena and Sheamus fight for a few minutes, and Cena hits Sheamus with the AA and eliminates him. So it comes down to Reigns versus Cena and Ryder. Reigns hits Cena with a spear, but Cena kicks out at 2, like he always does. Cena crawls to Ryder and makes a tag. Ryder goes to the turnbuckle and jumps off, kicking Reigns in the head. Ryder sets up for the Rough Rider and connects. I think it's this, actually. I don't know. I'm trying to do it to the camera. Oh, it's backwards. Hold on. There you go. LI. That's what he does. Ryder sets up the Rough Rider and connects for the win. Cena and Ryder are the sole survivors in both fist pump and celebration. Okay, so that's the end of Survivor Series. So we're like halfway through. It's about to get very long. I went into very great detail with the next Zack Ryder match at the next pay-per-view. So bear with me here. So the Raw after Survivor Series all the way up to TLC. Roman opens Raw and says how Ryder pitting him was a load of bullshit, and Ryder wouldn't actually last 5 minutes with him in a real match. So Ryder comes out and claims that Roman's just saying that because he's a sore loser. Roman says that Ryder has been a jobber for his entire career and will be a jobber forever. Ryder asks Roman if he's willing to put his money where his mouth is, and Roman accepts. He makes a match on Raw for the main event, where if Ryder can last longer than 5 minutes with him, then Ryder will face Roman in a TLC match at TLC for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Ryder accepts and leaves the ring. Fast forward to the main event. Excuse me. In the main event, Ryder actually has control of the match for the first 2 minutes, but Roman Reigns comes back from it and spends the next 2 minutes mercilessly beating Zack Ryder. Once he reaches the 4-minute mark, Roman realizes it's time to end it, so he sets up for the Superman punch. He connects, but Ryder escapes. Sets up the spear and connects. He gets to the 3 count. He thinks he's done it, and he's raising his hand and everything, but the fans are cheering. He's confused, because he's a heel, so he looks at the clock. It says 5:01, so Ryder made it long enough and is able to face Roman at TLC. That's how he gets his #1 contendership. Roman furiously attacks Ryder, but Ryder reverses it into a Rough Rider. Fast forward through a lot of boring Roman Reigns promos and tag matches to TLC. Roman tries to kick off the match with a spear, but Ryder knows it's coming and leaves the ring. He gets a ladder and throws it in, but Roman gets mad and throws it back on top of Ryder. Reigns leaves the ring and starts stacking a bunch of tables, ladders, chairs, you name it, it's all there, onto Ryder. Then he gets back in the ring and does that diving Uso jump. I don't know if it has a name or not, but it's where he just leaps over the top rope. Yeah. And he jumps in, it connects on top of all the stuff that he just buried Ryder with. He gets... Sorry, I lost my spot. It hurts Roman just as much as it does Ryder, so they're both down and out. Ryder manages to unbury himself while Reigns is starting to get up to. They both brawl, and Ryder even takes a fan's beer and dumps it all over Roman Reigns. See, I'm getting a little carried away now, but, it's a TLC match. I had to make it interesting. So, I keep losing my spot. They approach the announce table, and Roman does a Samoan drop to Ryder through the Spanish announce table. Reigns takes a ladder and brings it up into the ring and sets it up. He climbs the ladder, Ryder's up again, scales the rungs as well. They punch each other a lot, and Reigns is losing, so Ryder hits the Rough Rider from the top of the ladder, and the fans go nuts. Roman crawls to the corner, and Ryder tries to the broski boot, but Reigns escapes. Ryder hits an unsuspecting Reigns with a chair, which knocks him out cold. He sets Reigns up on the table, and then climbs the top of the ladder, jumps off, and hits the elbow on Roman Reigns. The same one he did at WrestleMania. 1 second, I'm getting a text message. I can ignore that text message. Anyways, he puts him through the table. Ryder's back up, and he climbs back into the ring. He begins going back up the ladder, but Reigns hits him in the back with a chair. Ryder cringes in pain, but stays on the ladder. Reigns tries again, but Ryder gets his foot in the way, kicking the chair out of Roman Reigns' hand. Ryder hits another Rough Rider from halfway up the ladder, so he kind of jumps off and does it. Anyways, my fingers are helping, aren't they? Yeah. Ryder climbs the ladder and pulls the title down. Zack Ryder wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I know you think I'd end it here with a happy ending, because I'm a Zack Ryder fan, but that's not how it works. I know creative. I'm a realistic person. I know how this company works. Anyways, Zack Ryder's exhausted and celebrating with his dad in the ring, but don't forget who's on Roman Reigns' team at Survivor Series. Mr. Money in the Bank, Kevin Owens. Kevin runs down to the ring and gives the ref the briefcase, and he cashes it in. Ryder's already terribly tired from this match, so he obviously has no real stamina left. Ryder gives a last effort, but falls to the pop-up powerbomb. Owens becomes WWE World Heavyweight Championship and leaves Zack Ryder with a title reign of just 3 minutes and 41 seconds. See what I did there? If you don't, rewind, because that was funny. So that's TLC. It's probably the most talking I'll have to do for one pay-per-view, because that was a lot of talking. So the Raw after TLC all the way up to the Royal Rumble. So the Raw after TLC Owens opens up celebrating about his title wins, and he gets booed like crazy. Owens tells the fans to shut up because they are worthless, only to hear more boos. Ryder comes out in a t-shirt and jeans, but you can see he's limping and he's bandaged up. Kevin asks Ryder about his boo-boos, and he asks if his dad kissed him last night after Ryder's failed WWE title reign. Ryder says that Owens shouldn't be so cocky because he gets his rematch at the Royal Rumble. Owens says that he has nothing to worry about because Ryder isn't a threat and can't hold the title. Ryder tells Owens that he doesn't care what Owens has to say, he doesn't care what Owens has to say, and he's going to be ready for Royal Rumble. because he's taking time off to rest, heal, and train. Ryder says that he'll be facing whoever is WWE Champion at the Royal Rumble, whether it be you or this man, and he was cashing in his rematch clause right now, and it turns out to be Roman Reigns. So, Roman Reigns versus Owens for the WWE title. Owens wins. So, fast forward to Royal Rumble because Ryder's out, so there's nothing really to talk about. Ryder's healed and is back on the Royal Rumble first title match. Ryder and Owens duke it out, throwing a lot of punches, kind of like the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens thing, but it's Ryder. Owens throws Ryder into the ropes and tries to hit an early pop-up powerbomb, but misses. Ryder shakes his head no, like no, and then ducks a punch from Owens. Ryder uses his agility to outwit Owens. So Owens' powerful style can't keep up with the mix of technical wrestling and high-flying wrestling that Ryder has. So Ryder sets Owens up on the announce table outside the ring, then runs back to the turnbuckle. Ryder goes to the elbow off the top turnbuckle, but misses because Owens ducks out of the way, so it sends Ryder straight to the table. Owens goes back in the ring since he knows that he can keep the title with a count-out win. I have a hair in my face. But Ryder makes it in at 9, and, he's assaulted by Owens. Sorry, where was I? Ryder's in the corner, and Ryder's in the corner, yeah, that's what I said, and Owen mocks the fist pump that Ryder does before doing the broski boot. He goes like, woo, woo. You know how Owens mocks everything. That's kind of his shtick. Owens goes for the cannonball because he doesn't do the broski boot, but Ryder dodges, leading to Owens flying right into the turnbuckle. Ryder capitalizes by doing the broski boot right and then connecting with the Rough Riders afterwards for the win. Ryder won back his WWE title and is now a 2-time champion. Ryder takes the belt and runs up the stage, where he celebrates with pyro to close the Royal Rumble. So that's good, but I'm not done there. No, I have to go into more detail about his career. Anyways, so the Raw after the Royal Rumble all the way up to Fastlane. So Ryder opens up Raw for the first time as WWE Champion. He's introduced by Shane McMahon, who hugs him and does the fist pump with him. Yeah, that one. I have to keep doing that. I don't know why. Ryder picks up a mic and chokes up trying to speak because the crowd was chanting woo 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 repeatedly. He says that they should stop before he starts crying. He says that now that he's made it to Raw, he can remind people that he's also a Grand Slam champion because he is. If he wins the WWE Championship in his career, he will be because he's been U.S. champion, he's been IC champion, he's been tag team champion with Kurt Hawkins, and if he wins the WWE title, that's all the titles that he'll win in this time frame because there's not anymore yet. I don't know about anything else. So they cheer. He thanks the fans for being with him since his Riot Revolution days started back in 2011. And I'm going to quote him here. Here's what he would say. Through the highs and the lows, you guys have been there for me, and I can't thank you enough for that. You got me here just as much as I did. He's playing the fake card. Owens interrupts and tells Ryder to stop crying because the show is over. It's the Kevin Owens show, the whole Kevin Owens show thing. Ryder says there's no way, and he's making the mistake that he made with The Miz after WrestleMania and giving him a title shot tonight. So he'll just have to wait until Fastlane. Kevin Owens smiles and says, "I can wait, can you?" before hitting Ryder and then delivering a pop-up powerbomb. He goes to where the ring announcer Lilian Garcia sits, and he grabs a chair. And he kind of unfolds it on top of Ryder so he can sit there and look down at Ryder. I don't know how to explain it. You kind of have to picture it. Anyways, Owen says that this time it's going to be no DQ. Then he takes the chair, folds it back up, and hits Ryder with it. He holds up the WWE title over Ryder's unconscious body. Fast forward to Fastlane, and Ryder announces that he's got someone in his corner. And his name is John Cena! Cena comes out and watches from ringside as Ryder and Owens fight. This match becomes brutal, even fighting in the crowd and the use of steel steps and a sledgehammer. Ryder and Owens are in the ring, and Ryder gets Kevin down with a kendo stick repeatedly. John Cena interrupts their fight and shows Ryder he's got a chair. And he's motioning towards Kevin Owens, and he's like, "Can I hit him? Can I hit him?" And then Ryder's like, "Yeah, go for it." And as Cena's about to hit Owens with the chair, he stops and he turns around and he smacks Zack Ryder with it. And then Cena drags Owens on top of Ryder, and Owens wins the WWE Championship. Owens celebrates and walks off with the title as Cena stands over Ryder, looking down at him, doing this to close Fastlane. So, Raw after Fastlane to WrestleMania 33. Ryder can't fight Owens for the title because SmackDown superstar Seth Rollins won and he gets to face Owens. So Ryder turns his attention to Cena, who betrayed him. He asks Cena why he did that because Ryder's always been there for Cena and how Cena's always ended up betraying Ryder, like with dating Eve and whatnot. Cena comes down and says to Ryder that I stole Eve back in 2012 and I just stole your chances of her being anything in this business. Ryder tells Cena that he's more over with the fans than Cena will ever be, and the John Cena sucks chants ring throughout the building. John says that the only thing he's ever cared about was winning the WWE Championship, and that it was never about the fans. He said that he was so tired of being nice to them and not receiving anything in return, so he let that idea go. Ryder says that he and a partner of his choosing will face Cena and Owens in the main event that night of Raw. Of course, the partner was Seth Rollins, because of the whole Royal Rumble thing, but that's not important. So the next week, Cena was playing buying games with Ryder. Cena took Emma, I'm going to bring her back into the feud, and brought her into his coach bus. Ryder tried to go get her, but he couldn't get in. The bus drove off. So he went back in the arena, and Renee Young was kind of following him and like, yeah, can I get a word on just what happened or whatever she does? And then he's like, you want to scoop? Follow me. So she follows Ryder as he barges into the women's locker room and starts making out with Nikki Bella. It lasts for about 10 seconds before Ryder lets go and leaves. And then he says, Cena, you think you've made things personal? Try and top that. So the next week, Shane McMahon announces, I cannot talk today. So he announces that Ryder versus Cena is set for WrestleMania. But Ryder and Cena still have time to kill before WrestleMania, so tonight they pick each other's opponents. Ryder picked Roman Reigns for Cena, and Cena pulled a surprise by picking the returning Undertaker. Cena and Ryder both lost their matches. The next week, neither of them were on TV, but they aired a pretty sick vignette for Ryder's rise and the build for the feud. At WrestleMania, so now we're at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, Florida. Cena and Ryder have an ultimate classic. So they went back and forth during the whole match, pretty much, and Cena did his comeback with the moves and the shoulder tackle. If you've ever played 2K, you know how it works. And then he goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, but as he goes to hit it, he does that, and then Ryder says, I can see you, bitch, and then kicks Cena. Cena stumbles and falls back, and he falls on his back. Ryder climbs to the ropes and goes for the elbow, but Cena catches him and kind of like rolls him up into an AA. Ryder kicks out, leaving Surprise in the air because most of the time people don't kick out of the AA. So Cena tries going for the springboard stunner but misses, and Zack connects with a super kick instead. John falls back into the corner where Ryder connects with the Broski boot. Ryder goes for the Rough Rider and misses. Cena turns into the STF lock and Ryder crawls to the ropes, breaking the hold. It takes about 2 minutes for that to happen. Cena's arguing with the ref because he doesn't want to break the hold, or he didn't want to. They're out of the hold now. Ryder gets up, does a woo-woo-woo with the crowd, and Cena doesn't see it. So when he turns around, he gets the Rough Rider. He pins Cena for the 3 count and wins at WrestleMania. So the night after WrestleMania. So Ryder comes out to open the show but looks unstable. He has some words to say. He says, I will let Seth Rollins get a few words in after this, but I wanted to open the show one more time. The crowd gasps. I know, bro. Look, this last year has been my best year ever here. It's been sick. Unfortunately, I think I played a little too hard this time, and I'm getting old, because I've been here for nearly 12 years. I broke a few things in my neck, and I figured now was a better time than ever to hang up the boots and settle down. And then, thank you, Ryder chants echo through the arena, and then he pulls the whole Daniel Bryan thing where he's like, no, thank you. The stage is all full with the superstars clapping, and Ryder goes up to the top rope and does the woo, woo, and then you can kind of see like everyone in the arena doing it, and the people on the stage too. And that's how I would do it. So if you think I messed up or you want to know, like, where's AJ Styles? Where's the New Day? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. If I didn't mention them, they're probably on SmackDown for the brand split. Because if you didn't notice, I didn't mention I didn't mention the US title or I didn't really mention the tag titles at all. So, or Mojo Rawley, actually. I didn't really mention that. So, if you have any questions about this video, just leave them down in the comments. But for now, peace out.